We Geek podcast. Today is Wednesday, September 7th. It is our 73rd episode. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by my good friend Logan.
Hello.
What up? And it's been a few weeks. Wasn't feeling good last week, so we took a little bit of break, which was okay because it was kind of not that much news was going on, so kind of fell in a good spot, I guess. But what have you been up to, man?
Not too much, work, not, that's pretty much it.
Been playing anything?
I dabbled in No Man's Sky a little.
Oh, how'd you like it? Did you get it from like GameFly?
Yeah, I had it from GameFly.
Smart move.
Yeah, and it's, it's exactly what I expected, which means I wasn't disappointed. I just wasn't tremendously interested.
Right. Did you leave Planet though?
Oh yeah. I did.
Was...
Yeah, I got out and at least did a little exploring for sure.
Yeah, that's what I recommend. If you obviously, I don't think it's worth $60, but if you can get it from GameFly or Redbox or something like that, and you can just experience that leaving the planet and just going to another planet, that's awesome. Like
yeah.
That's something that you don't really get in other games, and I thought it was super cool.
Totally.
Yeah. I haven't been playing much at all. I've been playing Neverwinter, which is a free MMO on the PlayStation 4, which is a ton of fun. It's kind of giving me that MMO kick. I actually just downloaded Star Trek Online.
Oh, that's right. Didn't that go free to play?
Yeah, it's free to play now on the PlayStation. So I downloaded that. So I'm probably going to jump into that sometime this week. But I haven't really played much of anything else. I've been on.
No, you took a little bit of a trip over this past couple weeks, didn't you? You did a thing, damn it.
Yeah, I went to NXT.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. I have to say, I'm actually doing Cruiserweight Classic next week.
No way.
Yeah, the finale. So.
Oh my god, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Find another screenshot another thing of where you're sitting.
yeah, exactly. It was such a good time. I got my tickets. They were like last minute. I got them through StubHub. I was afraid it was gonna be one of those like I show up, someone's already there. What am I gonna do? But everything was good, and it was like straight right by the ramp. If you watch NXT, spoiler alert, they shoot a few episodes, and you'll see me. Like I've paused it a few different times. I have to tell you where to look, but it's like right by the ramp, when they're walking down to the right of it.
Yeah, you're like a row back from Izzy.
Yeah, exactly. And I love it. It was so much fun. I'd never been anything like that before. It was really cool. They're so much bigger than they are on TV.
Yeah.
And I can't get into what happened because some of what I saw still hasn't aired yet. But it was really cool. Like you could tell that I don't know, you get to see the TV side of it, where if you're watching it, it's all just entertainment, it's all just a show, where being there, you get to see the cameras, you get to see them tell each other where to move, and you kind of get a behind the scenes look of everything as well, and that was really cool.
And especially at NXT, with it being a smaller venue and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you're right there, like I literally could have reached my hand out over, because there was no one to the left of us for like a few matches. I could have just reached my hand out if I wanted to and touch them. That's how close you are to them.
Yeah.
And it definitely feels like a more personal experience. And I'm definitely, and the seats weren't too bad. I paid a lot more money than I should have, but they were last minute.
Right.
They have the general admission seats, which are so much cheaper, and it's just a few feet away.
Really?
So they're not that. It really doesn't seem like, I thought, okay, it's gonna be this stadium or anything, and it's not. It's just this.
No, Full Sail Live is not a big venue. Like it's cafeteria size maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, oh yeah, next time I'm not gonna get like the golden whatever. there was like different areas. One of them was gold and one of them was something else, and then there was general admission. So I was like, yeah, next time I'm just gonna get the $15 general admission, sit, in the stands with everyone else, instead of like the individual seats. And it was great. Yeah, I loved it. It was fun. It was like, I think it started at 6:30, ended at like 10 maybe. And it was just a blast. And I got to take pictures with some of the wrestlers afterwards, and like the announcer, like girl or whatnot. So like it was really cool. Got a shirt. I got Nakamura shirt.
Oh, the new one, nice.
Yeah, the black one with it says Strong Style or whatever on it. Oh no, it just has like the symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it says Strong Style underneath it. So yeah, I was wearing it at the show because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go take my jersey off and put this on. Yeah, it was just a ton of fun. Like when the NXT song comes on and everyone's stomping their feet, and yeah, it's like, okay, I could totally see myself doing this every month. And now the Cruiserweight Classic, because I was like, okay, what's next? And they're touring for NXT, so I imagine they're shooting some things at other places. I have no idea.
They usually do the tapings all at Full Sail.
Oh, okay. Great.
Except for the takeovers, they'll do like at the big, because those are always like the night before the big pay-per-views.
Right.
Like SummerSlam and Mania and the big, at least the big four.
Okay, so yeah, I imagine next month there'll be another NXT taping, which I'll try and get tickets to, and then I definitely got the Cruiserweight Classic one. It's gonna be the finale, and I don't even know who's in it. I didn't even look.
Well, it's not. They're not done yet. They're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
At least officially, they're not there yet.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. I mean, I imagine what Dan O'Brien's gonna be in there. Like that's cool. Just like seeing them up, you get fanboyish or whatever when.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it was cool. That's the one guy I wanted to see was Nakamura, and I got to see him a few different times. So it was really cool.
Nice.
So that's someone like you, where you're like, no, I saw them in that that small arena before they became these huge superstars. I can say that about him. Like, yeah, I saw him at NXT before he got moved on to the main roster. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Did you participate in the sing-alongs?
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, yes, I did, and it's starting to make one of my good friends. Well, we used to call him Big Nick back in the day, but he's just Nick now. He was a huge wrestling fan, and I never understood why he chanted everything. Yeah. Like, this is awesome and stuff. But that's the mainstream one that everyone hears on Raw. But like, there's a million other ones that.
Yeah. There are.
Yeah, and some of them were a little inappropriate. Like, I didn't like everyone would get on somebody when they would say something that was just rude, like, this is boring or something like that. People were like, yo, shut up. Like, we just don't say anything if you're not into it. Don't be like a jerk or whatever. Right. Everyone yelled at someone for that real fast, and they stopped doing it. Because it was a cool moment. Like, one of the girls jumped off of the rope or whatever, and I was like, why are they being they're like viciously being mean for no reason when she just did something really cool. But other than that, yeah, all the chants were cool. It was fun. It's so different being in that environment. And I think it's because you get in there, you literally walk in and you walk out. I've heard like horror stories of people going to WrestleMania where it's a 6-hour event. You have to get there hours ahead of time, to get from your seat to the concession stand to the bathroom to back to your seat is nearly impossible from what I understand. This was just totally relaxed. You go to the bathroom, you go back to your seat. There's no nonsense, and you get to see these cool wrestling matches with people that are obviously going to be called up soon, like Samoa Joe, Nakamura, Osaka. Like, it's just so cool. It was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that they were like, we could do this at Full Sail Live. I was like, wow, in here? That's okay, cool. Like, it's not. That's what was awesome. Was like, this is not an arena. It's not even. I mean, it's a venue, but barely. Like,
yeah, it's just a big room. They make it look so cool on TV because when I'm seeing it on TV, I'm like, this looks like a little arena.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Or like ECW or something like that. It looked like a little place where you'd be able to do it, but yeah, or that's what I meant. It is a little place. Like, I imagine if they turned all the lights on it's like you said, it's like a cafeteria size.
Yeah. Well, because like that was where we had our orientation and everything, and
Uh,
I mean, it's not big enough to be a basketball court.
no, it's not. No, it's not at all. And like I like the last few weeks, I've just pretty much been obsessing over wrestling, watching. Like I even started watching Total Divas. I'm just totally into it right
Okay,
now.
well now you've gone off the deep end.
Oh, it's so good though, man. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's so good. And even on that show, you see the Full Sail, you see all of that stuff. And I imagine with the lights turned on, that's what I'd love to do is like a behind the scenes tour, but that's so much money.
Well,
Never
I
gonna
go
do that.
to do the Full Sail does a tour of their campus once a month
Well, I guess I could do
for
that
free.
because
Like it's supposed to be like a prospective students tour, but take
you know,
it.
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of the Performance Studio.
You're thinking of the performance center. Yeah, that's a whole.
Yeah,
That's not on. Yeah, that complex is somewhere else.
right, right. Yeah, that's somewhere down University or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking of. I just kept thinking in my head, I'm like, God, Triple H is probably sitting back there watching monitors or whoever, like just it was such a cool experience. And wait, I don't know if I can say who came out. I can't say who. Well, William Regal was there. We saw him. That's
He's
not a
well. I
spoiler.
mean, because he's NXT general manager. That's not a shock.
Let's just say something major happens for why he comes out. But it was and what was cool is what everything that went down was right in front of us.
Yeah.
And he was standing right in front of it. Like the row we're sitting in, he's right there standing right next to us, to the left of us. And we're just looking at him and I'm like, God, I remember watching this guy when I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And there he is right there. So I don't know, it was just I don't know, it was fun. It was totally fun. If you were in Central Florida, definitely go to it. Just look online, go to their website, WWE. If not, go to StubHub. But it was a blast, and I spent some money, but it wasn't crazy or anything like that. It was just probably double of what I should have if I would have just bought the tickets normally.
Yeah.
Which
Get it. Find a friend who's at Full Sail and get their tickets. Students get 2 free tickets.
Yeah, see, I need to find. I could tell a lot of people in the crowd were Full Sail students. And like some of them had belts and stuff too. It was like this is, and they were all talking about going somewhere afterwards. And I was like, damn, I need to get in with these people.
Yeah, you do.
And there was this woman there who was just. You could tell she's been there since the beginning. She knew everyone's name. She knew everyone in the crowd's name. She knew she knew the people that were working there. There was a woman who came up, and when Nakamura was doing his thing, with one of someone with a WWE shirt on them, and she was able to take pictures and videos and stuff like that. And I kept thinking, well, we were told no videos allowed. Like this lady has to be someone special, and the girl behind us was like, oh, she's just the social media person for Full Sail or whatever. So she knew everybody. I could tell a lot of these people this is what they do every month. This is where they come and hang out, and they probably met all their friends and stuff there. So that was really cool. It definitely felt like a personal experience.
Yeah, it's a lot because they did a SmackDown in Tampa once years ago, and I went to that at I think it was still the Ice Palace back then.
Okay.
And what is it now? The St. Pete Times Forum or whatever.
Right.
And I was, it was third level, towards the back, you couldn't see a thing. And it's oh, look at that, that's some cool stuff that's happening that you can't really see. But NXT is just, it's all right there. It's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the best. Yeah, I see Raw and SmackDown. I'm like, those people, you have to be on the floor to even see anything, because I imagine you're a few things back, and they have to look like ants. But this, you're right there. You're the sweat's flying in your face, literally. If they whip their hair back too far or something like that, that's how close you are. And so it was just really cool. I don't know, I'm kicking myself for not going and doing that so much sooner.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, well, we talked about that enough. I'm sure I'll bring it up at some point again, but it was really fun. I'll let you guys know about Cruiserweight Classic. I guess it'd be 2 weeks from now, because it's next Wednesday.
Yeah, because the next. Well, you said it's the finale, though, right?
Oh, is it next Wednesday or Thursday?
Well, they do it on Wednesdays, but next. Because they just did one quarterfinal. They're doing another quarterfinal tonight.
Okay.
So it'll be.
So it'll be next Wednesday. It's live, I think.
Week.
Right?
It'll be week after.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be. It's 2 weeks from today.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And
it's
that's gonna be amazing. I don't even care who's in the finale because they're just that's just been such an amazing program.
Right. Oh yeah, and they were kind of my favorite too when I was watching it. The smaller guys, because they're the ones that got up on the top rope and jumped and dove off the, and knocked people down off the ground. Like those were those moments were super cool.
Yeah.
Because you could, seeing it on TV is one thing, but seeing it in real life, you're like, someone's gonna break their neck. Like you want to tell them like, you relax, like don't do that. But it's fun to see. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. But I'll report back how it went. I won't spoil anything, but
that one will be live, so it'll be.
That's what I read. I didn't know that. I didn't know if it was like live, as in like they're saying it's a live audience, or if they literally meant like it's gonna be live on the network. So
I'm pretty sure live on the network.
Awesome. So that would be cool. So you'll see me live then. I don't know where I'll be.
Oh, dude,
I'll text you.
Dude, make a sign with the logo on it.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. You can't bring signs.
Yeah, take a sign with the show logo. Wear the shirt. Do something. Like get us on the air. Oh man, I would screenshot that and put it everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a plan. That's what I'm gonna do.
There we go. Excellent.
You don't think that they're not gonna take it away or anything like that, right?
I've seen some of the signs that get through, man. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know if they'll be like, well, you can't advertise or something like that, but yeah.
And if they do, they do. You know, but it's worth a shot.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, to make a sign and just do that, that'd be perfect. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll talk to Keenan and see if I can get something blown up. But yeah, so that was my week. I didn't really watch anything. I can't think. I know, like, I want to see Donald Glover's new show.
He's got a new show? Oh, Atlanta. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that came out. It would be yesterday. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. But yeah, there's really nothing on TV at all that I can think of. There's no new shows, are there?
Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah. So who knows? I want to start a new show, but just there's nothing really out there that's, I got like a season of Orange is the New Black I need to catch up on, but that was the only thing I actually watched. But yeah, man, we got some movie news. We'll get into that. You go ahead and take the first one here.
Yeah. Hang on, lost my notes here. Where did they go?
Well, it says director Doug Liman exits project for Gambit.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it was weird because I saw them in order. Doug Liman has left Gambit so that he can direct Justice League Dark.
What? The animated movie?
No. The live action project lives.
So they're doing it.
They are gonna do it. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the movie I've been waiting for.
And that they were like, okay, we've got a director, so we should do this thing. I was like, yes.
Awesome.
It's gonna be awesome indeed.
Oh yeah. That's the one I want to see. And that's so weird. If you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I did like Justice League Dark back then as well, but I would have been more excited about a actual Justice League movie, like, first time seeing Batman and Superman together with Flash and Wonder Woman. But the last few movies I've been so jaded by.
Now that we've seen that DC really sucks at making live action films, it's kind of like,
yeah, it's like the well's been poisoned or whatever. So it's but Justice League Dark, that's a reason to get excited. As long as they just don't do it like Suicide Squad. Like, I don't want to see Justice League Dark with like a bunch of flashy colors and 80s music. Maybe some 80s music, but like
70s, like 70s British rock.
Like, I want to hear the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash. That'd be great. Yeah, but that's awesome. So okay, he's leaving Gambit. Boo, who cares? Gambit, I'm not excited for that at all.
Yeah.
He's going to Justice League Dark. Now, what is he known for? What projects has he done?
I don't know offhand.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't remember if I ever knew.
I think he did a Bourne Identity movie. Is that what's popping up here?
Did he do? He might have done Legacy.
Bourne Ultimatum,
Oh,
Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, and Edge of Tomorrow.
No, it can't be as a director though.
Let's see here. He might have been a producer.
Because Greengrass directed some of those.
Okay. So, he was a producer for those movies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he's directed American. Well, all those are pre-production. Edge of Tomorrow he directed, which was really good.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Jumper, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Heist, and none of those. I didn't like those movies for other reasons, not directing.
Right. So he's got some like actual credits under his belt. Okay.
Bourne Identity was the one he directed. Oh,
yeah.
And he directed Swingers. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'll tell you what though. That's interesting.
Oh, he did direct it. Yeah. Okay. It was John Farva that was the writer. I thought he also directed, but no, it was actually this guy.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, that's cool. All right. We got some Batman news. Now Ben Affleck basically tweeted footage of Deathstroke.
Right, and I couldn't one news outlet was one of them Kotaku was like, oh, and he tweeted out footage of him from Justice League, and Nerdist was like, he tweeted out footage from the Batman solo film, and I'm like, pick one. Which movie is he in?
Right, exactly.
They just couldn't decide.
Oh yeah. So who do you think's gonna play him?
I don't know.
I think they. Oh, where did I see it? Someone. I don't know. I can't find it, so I'm not gonna guess. The actor looked familiar though. Oh, it was the werewolf guy from True Blood.
Joe Manganiello?
I think that's it.
That's not a bad choice. I mean, they got Manu Bennett to do it on Arrow, right. So why not?
Exactly. Like, you look at the two people and you're like, I could totally see that. There wouldn't really be that much confusion there. Yeah, I could absolutely see him being Deathstroke. I don't know. Deathstroke I never really found interesting, to be quite honest. He's cool, I guess, the Terminator or whatever. I would like it if he was like the bad guy in a Teen Titans movie.
He would do well in Teen Titans. He could do well in Batman too.
Yeah. Well, I heard rumor that they were doing away with the Cyborg movie. That now he's going to be with the Flash, and they are going to do a Teen Titans movie.
Because they're not doing a Teen Titans show anymore.
Correct. Yeah. So I would totally be for that.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, and have him as the bad guy. Which would be cool. I don't know. I saw that in one of those like cheesy Facebook rumor sites that they're promoted or whatever. It's like, click here, see this. You'll never believe who's in the what movie they're making next, and that was it.
Well, you never know. Marvel... Every once in a while, they act. Occasionally a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Right. The wrestling ones are the best because I guess I've been Googling and all that stuff, so now I'm seeing a lot of those.
Right.
And so like some of them are from What Culture, and yes, but some of them are just like, you'll never believe what Paige did this week or something. Some of them are dead on too, and then like literally you'll see major outlets either a few hours later, like the next day, be like, someone's suspended, blah blah blah, like the actual story. Yeah. So or like this person's coming back or whatever. But yeah. All right, we got some Captain Marvel news. Shortlist for directors down to 3. Nikki Caro, Whale Rider, Leslie Linka Glader, Homeland, House, and Heroes. She was known for, and what is it? Lorraine Scafaria. How do you pronounce that?
Scafaria.
Yeah. Which is Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Okay.
And apparently there was a tease that everybody that was reporting on this had missed one. That was, I forget who it was that kind of threw that around. It's just like, oh, and you missed one. I'm like, well, that's teasing. Don't do that. Like,
right. Wonder who it would be. Who would you want for a Captain Marvel to direct it.
And here's the thing. I don't know, only because I don't know that many female directors. And I think that in itself is indicative of the problem.
No, I agree. I mean, what are the big names like Catherine Bigelow?
Yeah.
What, like Angelina Jolie? Yeah, I can't think of.
I mean, Ava DuVernay passed. Well,
Right.
she was good. They were talking to her about Black Panther, and she passed on that.
Mm-hmm. Sofia Coppola.
Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
Who surprisingly is a really good director.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I know there are others out there. They're just not coming to me.
Yeah. Ava. What did she do? She did like Selma.
DuVernay. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes. Oh, you said her. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know anyone else. Yeah. So okay. Let's see here. We got some Spider-Man Homecoming news.
Jon Favreau is going to be reprising his role as Happy Hogan.
Yep.
I thought that'll be interesting. I don't know. I think maybe he's like dropping something off, like Mr. Stark sends this or something. Like.
Yeah. I
don't know.
It's got to be like a prequel, right? I mean, he's dead.
No, he's
right?
not.
Didn't he die?
No, he's in the hospital. He was in the hospital bed. He was fine.
I thought he died.
No, he lived.
He lived. Okay. He just hasn't been seen since that one.
Right.
See, I thought he died.
No,
Are we sure? I need to go
Yeah,
rewatch that
dude,
movie because I'm pretty sure he died.
No, he wakes up because like there's the nurse blocking his view of Downton Abbey on TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's fine.
So that makes sense. Did you see, I guess, Tom Holland posted a picture on Instagram, and it's like this black and white photo of him like standing in an alley.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
And
did you see?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, no, you say it.
Yeah, we got our first look at the Shocker.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
They're really embracing the yellow.
Yeah, no, I hope they do. Like,
go for it. Why not?
Yeah, I like what they did. I could use a little bit more quilting on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it looks what you would think a modern Shocker would look like without looking too ridiculous.
Right. It's on this side of like you can be a little sillier because it's Spider-Man, but you're not going. You're never gonna get Green Goblin Power Ranger suit bad.
Yeah, exactly. That was just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was never a fan of that. But I mean, it looks like it kind of reminds me of like the what is it, Skull and Bones or whatnot, the guy from Avengers.
Crossbones.
Crossbones, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, where like he's got these things on his arm and whatnot. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about it when we get back. We gotta take a quick break though. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And before the break, we talked a little bit about Spider-Man. And I don't know, I thought he looked pretty good for the Shocker. I'm trying to find that video that I told you about it where my mind's just going blank. Never mind. I'm just forgetting about it. It was Max Landis where he wrote that Shocker. He wrote like a Shocker movie.
Oh yeah, you tell me about that.
And he has a pitch for it. So I've been trying to find it, but I got sidetracked this week. So I want to find that at some point. Anytime someone takes a dumb character and they make them interesting, I'm like, that's awesome. That's what I want to hear. That's good writing.
Absolutely. Well, because that's how you build a world.
Yep.
That's the difference between Batman's villains and Superman's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you take a silly character and then just make it interesting, make it, where you want to know more. That's cool. And I think Shocker could be that kind of character if done right. Because he is kind of a silly character. He doesn't seem like that big of a threat. And I hope that it's something like that and not just like some throwaway person that gets beat up, and that's it.
I don't know. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't mind Shocker being the punchline.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but we'll see. Um, we got some New Mutant news. You go ahead and take this one.
Yeah, this was like, just because it was like a big chunk of New Mutant news.
Hmm.
Um, we got Scott Neustadter and Michael Webster are going to be writing the film, and we got an official lineup: Moonstar, Wolfsbane, Sunspot, Cannonball, Warlock, and Magic,
Oh, okay.
which is an interesting lineup, especially with Warlock.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I knew they were gonna do Warlock. Warlock's it's one of the fan favorites for New
Right.
Mutants. Wolfsbane, Magic, Cannonball makes sense. Sunspot, Moonstar. Not too familiar with Moonstar. That is that the Native American?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I thought. Okay, yeah. So she's been with him for a while. So yeah, no, this is the lineup. This is the entire lineup, right?
Yeah.
Of the New Mutants. Like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Warlock. He's got to be all CGI, right? Like,
I would imagine, or at least or at least mostly.
yeah, yeah, definitely. He'll be like the Groot of the movie.
I figure it's probably gonna be a
Yeah. You think they're gonna serve this as some sort of reboot?
potentially.
If they did a reboot, I could totally see this as the catalyst and they don't have to necessarily do like this is a complete reboot, erase what you know. It could just be a fresh new start where they don't even, they might mention like, oh, Jean's off doing this or something. Like, I'm just fresh this, no Wolverine.
Yeah.
It should be interesting. It's kind of what they tried to do with First Class in a way. Uncharted's got some bad news.
Yeah, Sony took it off the schedule.
Yep.
Well, I mean, this is a thing. Like, this movie has been in development hell for how long now?
Yeah. Yeah. Warcraft did not do good at all in the States. It did great in China, so we're going to get another one. But
Maybe.
oh, we're definitely getting another one.
Did you see they talked about there are no plans currently for a sequel?
We'll see. It made so much money, though.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I could totally see them doing another movie and gearing it towards the Chinese market. If they're going to come out, it's the number that's the most that broke records for that country. I can't imagine they'll just not. I don't know. We'll see. It took so long for that first one to come out. Who knows? It'd be a shame though if they didn't do anything else. But maybe they saw that and were like, maybe video game movies just not the thing yet. Who knows? It's a shame. Uncharted would be perfect for the big screen.
Yeah, it's called Indiana Jones.
That's what I mean. Like, it's kind of perfect for the big screen.
Well, but I mean, that's the thing though. Like, it's already done. Like I
don't know. You could tell the Uncharted story and it'd be different.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, but that you could say the same thing about the game. Well, why play it? It's just Indiana Jones. It's fun.
Well, because it's right, because it's interactive. It's a different medium.
Yeah, but the characters though, I love the characters in that game.
True.
When I think of Indiana Jones, it has some great characters. I think of Uncharted, I don't think of the same characters. Maybe of course, they revolve around the, globe trotting, funny dude, but everything else, they're very different. Like, I don't know, like Sully, and it's just, I don't know, it's cool. I don't know. I just, it's a shame is all. Because that and The Last of Us would be perfect for a film.
Yeah.
I mean, they're basically films that you play, so yeah. I saw that Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, Warner Brothers reportedly developing film based on play, wants Daniel Radcliffe to return.
Yeah, and there was a little, like, somebody did a little damage control and was like, no, these are just rumors, blah, 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 blah. And that's all well and good. Come on, we know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be, it's going to be 10 years from now, and it's going to happen.
Didn't you say that book was a little dark?
It gets dark.
Yeah.
It's not a It's not a fun, happy read.
So is it about? It's about his son or daughter?
His son, yeah.
His son.
Yeah.
Is it like a whimsical adventure where they go to Hogwarts or anything like that?
It's no, it's not.
Okay,
It's
so it's nothing like the
it's
original
like
books.
it starts out like that, where they're like, oh, and we go to Hogwarts, and then these things happen, and then it gets downright dark.
Okay,
It's,
gotcha.
yeah, and interesting. It's not like dark for the sake of just being something different than the original, but
Hmm.
it's like, oh, okay, sure, these are, if you follow this particular thread, then here's what you're gonna come up with.
But it's not like we have this mystery where we gotta stay after whoever's class and get into mischief and like that, right? Like, because that's what it seemed like most of the Harry Potter books were, until the very end. Then
Well,
it was like, oh shit, let's blow stuff up, let's kill some characters. Like that's when it got really crazy.
and that's because it progressed with its audience.
Right, right.
It starts as like, hey, here's a children's story,
Hmm.
and then it gets darker as you get older because, hey, life happens.
Right, right, right. So that's what I didn't know. I didn't know if it was like a whimsical kind of fun thing or if it was like, oh shit, because I think I read that it gets really dark.
It does. It gets pretty dark.
Okay, all right. So that's cool. Yeah, I'd want to see that. We got some Jumanji news. Karen Gillan, cast as Martha in upcoming sequel.
Yeah, they were like, she's important. I was like, okay, that's really helpful character description.
Right, right. I was like, yeah, who's Martha? Um, I guess this is really no ties to the first one, character wise.
Right.
Right. Right. Yeah, because I saw like I think maybe it was The Rock or whoever posted like uh character design for his character, and he's like, "Where's my pecs?" Because like the guy's chest isn't as big as The Rock's, but he looks like I don't know. He looks like a
It's what happens when Vin Diesel does the concept art.
right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He looks like he's on safari or something like that. Um, he looks straight up like uh, a cartoon character safari person. So like Safari Guide at Disney or something.
Okay.
Um, yeah, kind of like what I guess Chris Pratt was in Jurassic World, but like with a hat on and like a badge and like he looks like he's on safari. So whatever The Rock is in that movie, he looks like that. So
Well, because they had, what was the guy, Van Pelt in the first one? He was the hunter on Safari.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it seemed like.
Oh, that's
Um,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. So well, and his name's ridiculous too. Like, did you see who like the name of his character?
No, what is it?
Okay, hold on. Let me see it here. Okay, the smoldering Dr. Bravestone.
Of course it is.
Right. So like it's like if you could pick your last name, like Bravestone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Instagram picture, the smoldering Dr. Bravestone, and he straight up looks out of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
we tend to forget this is supposed to be a kids movie.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. It looks cool as hell. But that's just what it reminded me of. I was like,
Yeah.
this is definitely a poster for Jurassic Park. Yeah. But that was cool. So we got James and the Giant Peach, Sam Mendes, Spectre, to direct next live action Disney project.
Yeah, he's going from Bond to live action James and the Giant Peach. Okay, sure.
Man, I never liked that as a kid. We had to watch it a bunch of times in class for whatever reason.
Yeah,
The stop motion animation or whatever.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I liked that we were not doing anything and we were watching a movie, so I never complained. But I kept thinking, like, this is just not for me. This is boring and characters are weird, and I didn't find it good.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it just wasn't for me. Trick or Treat, director Michael Joffrey says Legendary Pictures is very committed to making a sequel, hopes to make a trilogy. So I've never seen the first one, have you?
Oh, you have to, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, is it like an anthology thing where it's like
Yeah,
different? Okay.
yeah. But there is they all do kind of tie together.
I remember seeing like a kid with like a weird mask on that was trick or treating.
Yeah, he's the common thread.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I never seen it, but it looked
Oh,
creepy as hell.
yeah, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the time of year we need to do like a horror movie, like a top five must watch
Oh yeah.
something for the season.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, because
That
that's one that's slipped by that I just never saw.
yeah, yeah, do that.
Oh yeah. Um, let's see what else do we got here. We'll move into TV news. Stranger Things second season is confirmed for 2017. They had a trailer that came out that gave like hints at what we were going to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think of that? You watched all of Stranger Things, right? We've talked
Oh
about all
yeah,
that
yeah.
before. It's been a few weeks, so I just didn't know. But yeah, can't wait for season 2 to come out. I kind of wish it was an anthology and it just didn't pick up right where it left off. Maybe after season 2 they do that, because like that sounds like a cool anthology name, Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah, where like, okay, we told that story. The next one, let's start out, and something completely different. It could be like the '90s, or it could be the '60s. It could be aliens. It could be all the just totally take a genre and fall in love with it and create a show out of it. But maybe they just were like, no, we want to keep telling the story. We want to keep doing this total reference thing. So yeah, either way, I'm happy for it. Can't come soon enough. That's the problem with these Netflix shows is they just they can't come soon enough.
Well, that's why they keep making so many of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. We got Luke Cage in a few weeks.
Yeah, my God, that is at the end of the month, right? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Can't wait for that to
Wow,
happen.
damn, yeah, man, time flies.
Yep. Oh yeah. Go ahead and take this next one here.
Yeah, so Berlanti Productions is not busy enough, and they're making a Black Lightning series.
For what channel?
We don't know yet. We know they're making it with Warner Brothers, just like the rest of them, but they're network shopping it.
See, I'm so biased towards CW. I want it all to be on CW.
I mean, they have 5 days. Why not do 5 shows?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand the hesitation here. Like,
yeah, and I don't know anything about Black Lightning, so I don't know. I don't know if like I know he was in Justice Society of America.
I think.
Why do you think they're doing Black Lightning? That just
maybe because they're doing Justice Society.
Yes. Oh, okay. So you heard the news, right? You've seen.
I can't I haven't seen the show, but like you can't get away from the headlines. Like
okay, so we can finally talk about it. Yeah. So they totally hinted that at the end of.
Yeah, and because like I've seen all the casting and everything, and it's like,
yes.
And they're for this person from the Justice Society. And the first time I saw that, I was like, well, it's my own damn fault.
Totally caught me off guard when the end of that show. I'm like, oh my god, they're going to that pocket of the DC universe that's just so cool. And I don't know that much about, but at the same time, it was exciting because I'm like, oh shit, they're going there.
Yeah.
It's a side that we haven't seen yet, and so it makes total sense with all the different worlds and time travel and all that different stuff. So I think Black Lightning's a big part of that. Whenever I see, no, where was he? He was in the Justice League of America.
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to think of the comic that I read with him. It was when they shook things up with the Justice League. It's one of those Justice Leagues. I don't know. But I don't know much about him, so okay.
Hey, bring on I'm all for like, hey, here's some characters you may not know. Totally.
Well, that's what's kind of cool about it is you see the Flash. We all know the Flash.
Right.
That was what was so cool about Legends of Tomorrow. I didn't know that much about most of them, and it's made me like them. So yeah, I'm totally in for someone I don't know anything about. Yeah, man, can't wait. Get close to the break time again, so we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, we're gonna dive more into TV news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we are knee deep in TV news. Let's see here. What else we got? We got New Warriors. Marvel and ABC Studios reportedly shopping around series based on New Warriors team, focusing on Squirrel Girl.
They would be stupid not to.
Those Squirrel Girl. Here's the thing. What's her face wanted to play it, right?
Anna Kendrick, yeah.
She's not going to do a TV show. She's going to do a movie.
Right. So you get somebody else who's unknown to make a star out of.
I'd love Andrew Kendrick though. That's just too perfect.
Yeah, but
I mean, yeah, of course, but
you get more mileage out of this property as a TV show.
I guess. So who would be in the New Warriors? I mean, you think they can't do like I can't see them doing a young Nova without introducing Nova. A young Miss Marvel without introducing Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel. You can't. Squirrel Girl is the only one that I think you could do. Who else would you do? I mean, it would have to be like you can't do like it's all like the kid Avengers, pretty much. And they haven't introduced any children Avengers yet, so I don't know how they would do this.
Avengers Infinity War Part 2?
Wait, what?
Whatever they're going to do for the second, what would have been the second Infinity War movie?
But it's just it's legacy. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's legacy characters. Like this is something you do later down the road. It seems like not now. Unless they're just like not doing legacy characters, they're not doing like the son of or the second of. They're just doing like you said, Squirrel Girl, and just characters they haven't introduced yet.
Well, I mean, let me pull this up here. Let me grab who were. I mean, the founding members. You had Firestar, Justice,
Nova,
Namorita,
Speedball,
Night Thrasher. Yeah, and I mean you've got Novas in the Guardians movies.
Well, that's true, but they haven't introduced Nova yet, though.
Well, that's they've got a whole.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking of the new Warriors where they're all like legacy characters.
Right.
But yeah, I guess they could. This is their way of doing like a Teen Titans type show.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, you can have, here's. If Cloak and Dagger doesn't pan out, you can throw them on here too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're still, we haven't heard anything about that show in months.
Yeah, I'm not. We'll see that. I don't care anything about Cloak and Dagger, so throw them in a show like this, I'd be okay with. Their own show, I'm like boring.
Yeah, but I like the way they were going with it though. Like it was going to be on Freeform, and it was like it's going to be like a teen drama. It's specifically designed that way. And
I don't know why, but I just do not care about those characters.
Yeah.
It's weird, but yeah, anytime I see them on anything, I'm just like, okay. I don't care about them. The guy comes in with a big shadowy thing. He floats in every time. I keep thinking of the animated TV show,
yeah,
Spider-Man or whatever, where it was just I don't know, just it turned me off every time. I was like, ugh, this is dumb. But I'm weird. But I don't know. So yeah, I mean, New Warriors. Okay, Squirrel Girl. I guess they couldn't work anything out with Anna Kendrick. We got some Supergirl news. New poster release for season 2. Frederick Smith cast as Metallo.
Yeah. So he's gonna be a villain.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sure.
Where's he from? Do you know at all?
Who, Schmidt?
Yeah.
I couldn't find anything. Like some shorts, but like I didn't see where he'd done anything like any actual anything.
So he's just hey, guy over there on set with your friend visiting, come over here, we got you as Metallo.
Yeah, or like somebody did a short film and they were like, oh, you know what, this guy, we kind of like this guy. Or
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's just seeing one short film. Cool. Awesome. Krypton, Georgina Campbell from After Hours, cast as, how would you pronounce it? Letitia Zod?
I would go with Lita.
Lita?
I don't know.
Tila, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leah Zod.
I imagine this is like General Zod's grandmother or something.
I couldn't care less about
Cause
that show.
yeah, like it's like from David Goyer. I'm like pass. I already don't care. As soon as they
Yeah.
were like David Goyer is developing another DC, I don't care. I don't want to see it. I hope it bombs and they cancel it like 4 episodes in.
Hmm.
I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never understood the fascination for the show like that. When I heard, we saw the amazing triumph that was Battlestar Galactica. Now you watched that show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, loved it. Great, fantastic show. To me, one of my favorite of all times. And then you go to, what was it, Caprica, and there's something about a show about a place that you know is not going to exist and is going to be gone. It's going to be destroyed. That's what the feeling I'm getting about this show. It's like I could care less about Krypton or who's on it because none of it's going to matter.
Right. I mean, like it's interesting it's only interesting from like a historical perspective.
Yeah, I never found Krypton interesting. Anytime I've ever seen anything from Krypton, I thought, this is super fucking boring. Can we get to Superman already?
Right. I mean, this is something you can do in flashbacks. Like this only exists to serve the interest of like, oh, and here's where this came from, or here's how this parallels right now. It only serves that way because you already know the end of the story. The planet blows up, and everybody on it dies except Superman. Like that's spoiler alert. So I mean, why? Like, there's no. I don't know. Like, I'm not interested in seeing this kind of history outside of the context of what's happening in Superman's life currently.
Right. It was the most least interesting thing about the Superman stories. Anytime I saw Krypton, it just looked like super old sci-fi, just mushed together. No thought process. Nothing was interesting about Krypton to me. It was the worst of the worst sci-fi. It was the I liked the opposite of that. I like Star Wars. Everything was a little dirty. Everything was a little bit used. Where that was just like this, just perfect, pristine planet where it's just boring as shit. I actually enjoyed the hell out of that part of Man of Steel, where that whole opening up was so much cooler than I ever was going to give it credit to. Where he was on the dragon and he flew to the thing. For those few minutes, I was interested in it, and then they blew everything to hell.
Yeah.
But everything before that, and anything Superman, I was super bored with. And I have a feeling that's what they're going to do with this. And I wouldn't want to see a TV show all about the opening up of Man of Steel, don't get me wrong. I thought that was some cool actions, what they were doing and stuff like that. It was interesting. But I don't care about any of those characters. I don't care about Zod. I never found anyone from Krypton interesting except Superman. But Superman, he wasn't a Kryptonian inside. He was just a kid from Kansas, and that's what made him super interesting. Was how he was raised by his parents, his personality, everything was human about that. Even though he was this alien, that was what was so cool about Superman. Nothing from his home planet. I got bored to tears anytime they talked about it or showed it. So
no, because I mean that was the thing. It was like when you talk about like perfect sci-fi,
right?
Of just like that vision of just like and tall crystalline spires and this and that. And by the a handful of minutes of watching that same or seeing it in comics, and you're looking at this and you're almost like, God, I'm glad this place blows up.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't seem interesting at all. Where when you looked at Lucas's vision of Star Wars, it was like, who are these stormtroopers? Who's this Vader guy? The aesthetic of it looks pleasing. Where that stuff, for whatever reason, I never liked the Superman Krypton stuff. It just looked cheap. It looked rushed. It looked like someone who didn't understand what sci-fi people, what geeks like. Were like, this is what they like. Do large, pointy, sharp edges, and like it was just so weird. I didn't like it. And I'm probably there's probably a lot of people who loved it. I just loved the aesthetic of all that, but I just absolutely hated it. It felt like just like such a set. Like you could tell it was made on a set. Nothing looked authentic about it. But when you just saw Star Wars, you saw Tatooine. It looked like a fucking sand planet because that's where they shot it instead of this crystallized whatever nonsense. I don't know. I just didn't like it. Sorry, I shouldn't rant about Krypton so much. You take the next one here, though.
Yeah, so we got a new trailer and a release date for Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Oh, I gotta see this trailer.
Yeah, it's coming to BBC America on October 22nd.
Oh.
And it just looks like I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, I'll watch this just because I have no idea what the hell I just saw.
Really? It was that bad, huh?
No, not bad, but I'm just like, okay, because it's all quick cuts.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like there is some sense to it, because that's the point of the trailer. Everything is connected, and it's it shows different characters and like a banana, and like it is just a bunch of weird random stuff, and knowing that this is Max Landis's baby, and watching this without knowing anything about the material it's based on, but you watch it and you're like, okay, sure, this is all going to make sense in some very bizarre fashion.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I loved his like Snapchat rants about a dog and like how the dog like he revolves around the whole show, and like there was some scenes where they had to do a close up of the dog getting kicked or punted or something like that, and he had to get a fake dog made, and it was the cheapest thing that he's ever seen. And they had to completely rewrite and shoot like fundamental parts of the show. And I don't know, it was just cool seeing behind the scenes on how like little things like that you don't think about when you're writing, because you're just like, I want to write the most interesting story.
Yeah.
But now you got to like write around that. So I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
Totally.
I can't wait for that. But we got to take another break. When we get back, we'll get more into TV news. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. See you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And we got some more TV news to talk about. Grimm showed it end following upcoming 13-episode 6th season. So have you ever seen Grimm?
I tried to watch it a couple of years ago, and it suffered from NBC-itis, where I was like, this could be interesting somewhere else. Like, it was the same thing. That was why when they were like, Constantine, I was like, yay, coming to NBC. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because I immediately was thinking of like, oh, it's going to be like Grimm. And it was, and that didn't work.
Yeah, I never saw it.
I don't know, like, I don't hate it. I'm just like, I don't know. There's just something about it I can't grab onto. It's like the later seasons of Heroes. It's the same kind of just like, I see what they're going for here, but it's just not captivating.
It's based off of the Grimm's fairy tales,
right? Yeah, this was kind of during the wave of like all the what if we did like realer versions of the Grimm fairy tales, like,
right,
instead of and he huffed and puffed and blew the house down, and then he ate the pigs, like,
right. Yeah. Okay, so well, if you're a fan of the show, you are going to get 13 episodes for the 6th season to wrap it up. And that's it. That'll be it for Grimm. Who knows? Maybe I'll check it out on Netflix one day.
Yeah, and to be fair, 6 seasons is respectable.
6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah. How well did you ever find the 6th season?
No, it's on Yahoo somewhere apparently.
Yeah.
I refuse to go to Yahoo. It's just nothing but ads.
Yeah.
But anyway, they could learn a thing or two from Google. But anyway, we got some more news here. Let the Right One In. TNT orders pilot for series based on the 2005 Swedish novel to be adapted by Jeff Davis, who did Teen Wolf.
So they're doing a TV series based off of the book, which spawned a Swedish movie which had an American remake.
Yep.
Oh boy. But they won't do a damn Teen Titans show. Of course not.
Yeah. Nothing's original these days. You know that.
Yeah, but like there's a difference between, oh, we've seen these ideas before, and, oh, this is the fourth time we're seeing this story.
No, you're right. You're right.
Uh,
I miss an age where we saw things like Lost, just completely different, completely new. Had some hits and misses, but it was just you. It was so different.
right, at least they did it.
Right. The best things now are things that are based off of, like, for example, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, all based off something. I can't think of the last amazing original show. Maybe Breaking Bad was a fantastic original show.
Yeah.
Nothing really pops up. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of things. Yeah, nothing really comes up that's just different and new and fresh. I don't know. Marco Polo, I guess, but that's based off of like actual events.
Right.
Sorta.
It's a historical dramatization of sorts.
Exactly. I need to finish. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm going to finish that. I'm going to the Packers opening game this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sunday on 9/11 up in Jacksonville. My one of my family members got like crazy good seats, like box seats. So
Nice.
it's gonna be my first NFL game. So I'm gonna be spoiled for the first NFL game. Like that's not a real experience. I need to go where like everyone's at. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
need for something like that, like a real experience is like the is like the towards the top of the first tier.
Exactly. But don't
Like
get me wrong. I'm fully. I was like, when they asked, I was like, of course, yes.
Oh,
I
oh
want to come.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna enjoy it and love it. But I'm gonna like what do you call it? Tailgate and whatnot before the game, and I don't know. I'm just super excited. Never been to like an actual NFL game. I went to an XFL game years ago for the Orlando. I forgot what they were called.
The Orlando, we haven't gone out of business yet.
Right. Yeah. Orlando Rage. I actually have a jersey somewhere around here.
God, I remember when Austin wore his Outlaws jersey on the
Yeah.
ECW One Night Stand, and it was one of those things that you looked at and you were like, "Oh, I get that joke, and that's really funny."
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It was like if you didn't get it, you were like, "Oh, that's a cool jersey." But if like, "Oh my God, he wore an XFL jersey onto a WWE show," wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I guess I looked up Rage or whatever, and I saw that someone wears an NXT on theirs. They wear a Rage, the Rage symbol or whatever. Bull Dempsey.
Oh, he's not with the company anymore.
Oh, okay. No. Yep.
Yeah, I liked Bull too. He actually kind of found a gimmick that worked, and then like it kind of went nowhere.
Right. They're like, hey, that Rage symbol. Let's put it on his butt. That's what it looks like. Yeah. But man, I never forget going to one of those games. I was a kid too, so this is the only thing I really remember was there was a group of older people behind us, women mostly, just flashing everybody, and that's all I remember from the game is that they just kept doing it, and I don't know, it's something, I don't know, I must have been a teenager or something. But it was just great. No, actually, I must have been younger. No, this was the 90s, right?
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, yeah, I was in middle school basically at the time. I must have been in middle school, and so that was a sight to see, and it was fun. Yeah, it was cool. No, I guess I was either in 8th or ninth grade. Anyway, it was fun. Totally different from the NFL. So I can't wait to do that. Opening game, Aaron Rodgers. Come on, it's gonna be fun.
And it's against the Jags. God, the Packers are gonna crush them.
Yeah, exactly. My dad went like last year, the year before that, when they played Miami, and it was the game where it was like down to the last second.
Oh, nice.
And so I know it's not going to be like that this time, but
No,
hey, I'm going to go to a win where they hopefully win. But you know what? To say things about the Packers real fast before we get back into it, they lose to Tampa all the time, and Tampa's like the worst team. So I never understood that. They do great all over the place, but in Tampa they just blow it. They blow it against stupid teams. So who knows? I don't want to jinx them or anything, but
Yeah.
but odds are we'll do pretty good. So I'm excited. But yeah, so anyway, back to it. Where were we? Oh, Bill Nye. Netflix announces new talk show for 2017. Bill Nye Saves the World.
I'm in. Yes, sign me up. Like,
Yep, absolutely, totally in for that. So what is it? What is this talk show? Like, what is this going to be once a week?
I
How is this going to work?
I would imagine something like that, or I don't know, maybe like a series of specials. Maybe they do them all at once or something.
Yeah, see, Netflix is so weird to me because whenever I think of it, I think it has to be all at once. But when they're starting to do these are like experimental type shows. If they do it
Yeah.
through that once a week, I guess it would be kind of like how they do NXT with the WWE Network, where it's dropped the same time every week.
I would think something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool. That's definitely a place where that can thrive. Um, I hope they have like funny skits and stuff like what he did before, like just teaching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome, and I hope it's like not just geared towards like 20-year-olds. I hope that they have a lot of stuff in there for like kids stuff too, that everyone can enjoy if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's see, the White Rabbit Project, the build team from MythBusters getting Netflix show described as MythBusters in Wonderland.
Yeah. We know nothing about this show except that it's Cary Grant and Tori, and
What does
apparently
that mean?
apparently it's really strange. So I'm in. I'd like sign me up for this.
Yeah, MythBusters in Wonderland. So maybe they're just like taking what they did on MythBusters and just taking it to a whole new level.
I probably.
That's what it sounds like, or what they're trying to make it sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glow, a Netflix comedy series centered around 80s wrestling organization to star Alison Brie. She's from Community. So wait, what's this gonna be?
It's there was a women's wrestling promotion in the 80s called Glow, and
Mhm.
it was glamorous ladies of wrestling, gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
It was
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it was basically like, hey, the WWE is an all boys club pretty much. So we're going to have an all girls club.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they're bringing who are they bringing on to train everybody? Is it Chavo? I think it's Chavo Guerrero.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they're bringing Chavo in to train everybody so that it doesn't look awful.
Right, yeah, it's gotta look legit.
Yeah.
You know who I'd like to see? I'd love to see a Netflix show about Dusty Rhodes. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
No, just like a Dusty, maybe about his life, just like behind the scenes, do like, kind of like how they did Narcos, but just about Dusty Rhodes growing up, getting into that business and becoming how big he was with Ric Flair and everything else. That whole time period would be such a cool era of wrestling to tap for a movie.
Yeah.
Maybe, of course, I say Dusty Rhodes just because from the South, but maybe, of course, Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair would be a bigger draw, I guess, for people.
I think Ric Flair would probably be the biggest draw of the bunch.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Whenever I talk to people down here, they say Dusty, but I guess maybe it's just the Florida thing.
It's definitely a southern thing because that's back when it was territories, that was
Yep.
you had Flair in some places, you had Dusty in other places, I would love to see the Von Erichs and the Freebirds from out in
Okay.
Texas. Like that was back when you could put on the same match on the card every week, but it would always be different.
Hmm.
Like you could do the same matchups, but
Hmm.
it would always be a different show.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be such a cool era to tap that
Yeah.
I don't think gets much recognition. Everything's pretty much when you talk to people our ages, if they talk about maybe like 80s with like Hulk Hogan and then Attitude Era and then of course now,
Right.
but that old, like I was talking to my parents over the last week or so about going to NXT and stuff. They're like, "Yeah, we used to go to this place in Florida. I forgot what it was called, but everyone knew it. It's shut down now apparently. Where they would have the what was it, NWA or whatever the National Florida I don't know, the Florida Wrestling.
Right.
The Championship Wrestling of Florida, or whatever it was called. Florida Championship Wrestling, that's it. And Dusty Rhodes was the star of it, pretty much. And that's all, my dad was just like, yeah, we saw him and Steamboat and all these other people. And he was just like, that was the draw, was Dusty Rhodes. He was the guy, he was the everyday person, what do you say, son of a plumber and all that other stuff.
Yep.
And he was just like, that was the guy that everyone wanted to see. And I don't know, I just thought that's a really cool story, because then you have his kids and you have everything else. You have him going up to wrestle in New York and all that other stuff. And I don't know, I just think that would be such a cool story to tell. But yeah, Ric Flair too, any of them. Tap that era of wrestling and do like a Netflix show like it. God, like 10 episodes for a season or whatever, like that would be super interesting.
Yeah, just the whole pre-WrestleMania era.
Yes, where it was just wild. It was just, you had all the territories and stuff, and it wasn't as, it's not like what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. All right, so where were we? We're going to get into video game news. Let's see here. We got Duke Nukem 3D. Teaser website hints at 20th anniversary re-release with announcement scheduled for September 2nd. Confirmed at PAX West. Will be released on October 11th.
Yeah, and they're doing an extra episode, because it was like 4 different episodes. It was like a handful of levels per episode, I think it was. And they're doing a 5th episode, and they've brought like the original, like a bunch of the original team back to do it and everything. And it's not an HD. It's not really an HD anything. It's like, hey, this was the cool game, and we've made it look a little better, and we added some extra content to it, because, hey, this is fun in the lens of this was big back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have no nostalgia for Duke Nukem. Do you?
I do a little.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about it. It was cool. I mean, but it just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I played the Nintendo 64 version. I just remember killing pigs and there's strippers. I didn't find any of it interesting, but that's cool. Speaking of PAX, did you see the PAX Rumble that they did?
No.
Okay, what was the WWE Nintendo 64 game? WWF?
No Mercy.
No Mercy. Okay. So they get all of these game journalists, or whatever you would call them. Greg Miller's there, of course. Dan Reichert, all the Giant Bomb people. It's pretty much the Giant Bomb people that started this, I believe. And then you name it, they were a part of it. From that whole video game industry. You got people from Giant Bomb. You got people from GameSpot. IGN. No, actually, I don't think anyone from IGN was there. That was pretty much the only one left out, because I don't know if they're allowed to do it. But everyone else, and basically they're all characters. They have a league, and it's called the League of Heels, because everyone wants to be a bad guy. They have like a commissioner and everything else, and like it's got like a story where like Greg Miller was injured last at PAX Mania, which is, I think, what they do when they go to the East Coast.
Yeah, that's PAX East, yeah.
Yep, so they do PAX Mania there, and, like, Dan Reichert apparently literally bruised his ribs by dropping an elbow on it. So this time, Greg Miller shows up in a wheelchair, can't talk, he can only, so someone's doing, like, the Steve Hawking voice, because of how injured he is. So, like, it's this whole long-going thing. You can see it on Twitch, you can see it on GiantBomb.com, all those websites. And it's kind of like what I imagine, like, what Culture does with the wrestling thing. Like, it's this thing at PAX. But basically what it is, it's a Royal Rumble where everyone, you get a list of a number, they draw it, I guess, at random, and then they go up and they do it, and then, of course, they have a winner at the end, and someone owns the league. I don't know. It's really fun. They're all crazy, but it was just a blast to watch. And it brought back a lot of memories of, like, I played the WCW NWO
Okay,
Revenge. So it was just it's the same game but with WWF characters. So I don't know, brought back a lot of memories. I wish there were wrestling games like that nowadays
yeah.
instead of this 2K nonsense. But anyway, that was the PAX thing. I did watch that over the weekend. I thought it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that was kind of what World Culture started to do, and then they just decided, hey, you know what? Instead, let's found a wrestling independent promotion and hire actual wrestlers and start our own YouTube show.
Oh wow! So they just went full in.
They have. Yeah, it's called it's WCPW. It's What Culture Pro Wrestling. And
Okay.
they've got a belt, they've got a women's title, they've got like it's a legit, they've got more YouTube followers than or YouTube subscribers than TNA does. It's hysterical.
Oh wow.
But yeah, they've turned, because it was just the personalities at first, and they had their little thing, and then over time they kind of started brainstorming of like, what if we did, what if we actually tried to do something with all this, and they actually founded their own independent wrestling company.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, I'm looking at their next one. They have like some pretty big names like Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
And was it Mizdow, but now he's Aaron Stevens?
Yeah.
They have some legit people that are going to this.
Yeah, you know who's coming to their next big one?
Oh, Jim Ross, right?
Well, he's doing commentary. You know who's going to be in the ring?
Who?
Cody Rhodes.
Oh, really?
You know who he's going to be wrestling?
Who?
Kurt Angle.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. That's like, I'm like, damn, either Kurt is really broke or really bored.
Right, yeah. Oh, and I saw Jim Cornette's going to be there too. Jesus.
They just had Eric Bischoff there.
That's crazy. Oh, they're huge now then. Jesus.
Yeah, right? And they've been doing this for like a couple months.
That's crazy.
They had Noam Dar there for a match. There was a great, man, if you go to because like on their YouTube channel, like it's a separate channel under the What Culture banner, it's just WCPW. Mm-hmm. They had a match from because their weekly show is called WCPW Loaded. And then they do like they'll do like a handful of episodes of that, and then like a pay-per-view kind of event. But it's all free. It's all on YouTube to watch. There's a match, and I don't know what episode of Loaded it's from, but it's Martin Kirby versus Will Ospreay.
Okay.
And it's an amazing match. It is just seriously good.
Yeah, I'll check this out. I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
oh, okay,
it's really great stuff. You got to start from the begin. If you like that match is kind of one that stands on its own, but a lot of them have build to it, and you can just start it from the beginning, because there's only what are they up to, like 7 episodes and like two of the big specials. But and each match runs, like each segment is at least like 12 or 15 minutes. Like they're not trying to squeeze anybody for time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. I didn't know it was legit like that.
Yeah, it's a real. They did kind of start like the person at like the two Adams and some of the other guys, right, kind of did their own thing, and then they were like, you know what? What if instead of us doing this, we got a ring and some production gear and hired actual wrestlers?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I see that they're based out of Newcastle. That's kind of cool. Yeah, up in North England. That makes a lot of sense. It's awesome, man. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, because it's and yeah, because the storytelling's a little wonky because they've got an interesting booking commission, but the actual wrestling is phenomenal and it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. That's what's great. Like, these are guys that have remembered. You don't just get in a ring and throw each other around and then somebody gets a pinfall. Right. You have fun. Martin Kirby's matches are hysterical. He's a performer. He can go in the ring, but he's an entertainer, and it's great. It's just tremendous.
Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I've only seen their videos where it's like top 5 things of blah 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 blah, or like whatever their like main YouTube stuff is.
Right.
I didn't see the other sections like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I thought it was more just like a normal YouTube channel, but looks like they're They definitely grew out and was like, let's do something legit.
Yeah.
That's cool. Definitely cool. Let's see here. Back to video games. We got some Batman Return to Arkham remastered version of Arkham Asylum in Arkham City. Gets new release date for October 21st.
Yeah, because remember, they had said it is postponed indefinitely, and everybody went, oh, they're never going to make them.
Right, exactly.
Here they
Well,
are.
you know what? With the whole, just what happened with the last Arkham game,
Yeah.
wait until it is ready. Wait for PC, wait for all that. You do not want that nonsense
Right.
to happen again. Yeah, absolutely not. So I don't know if I care that much about it. Arkham Asylum could be fun to go through again.
Yeah, I could go through Asylum again.
Yeah, I want the BioShock collection because that was just one that I just didn't get through.
Yeah.
Those games. That's one collection I want to play. So
Yeah.
I'm sure people who've never played any of the Arkham games, this is really exciting for them. Let's see here. We got some Super Mario Maker. They had a Nintendo Direct a few days ago. Did you see the games that they announced?
I didn't, actually.
Okay, so as we've all assumed, the 3DS is pretty much dead, right? Because the NX is coming out soon, and as we all assume, it is going to be a cross device where basically it's a 3DS. What I imagine that the NX is a handheld system that you can play on the go, and you can also sit at home and play at home on your big TV and use that as the controller, right?
It's like if you had a Game Boy and a Super Game Boy all in one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So like, the graphics are like they said, like a PlayStation 4 or something close to it. So I imagine, it's like that on the go, and it's like that at your home. And so like to me, it's the best of both worlds because like, for example, I never wanted to buy a Wii U because I had the 3DS. I got my Nintendo fix. I'm not double dipping. I imagine this is great for parents because who the hell wants to buy their kid two systems when you can just buy them one? And most parents are going to buy their kids mobile devices, right? Because their kid can play with it at the doctor's, on a train, in the car, at the beach, wherever. It's more versatile than a home console.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, well, 3DS is dead, Wii U's dead. But no, they announced like 6 new games for it. And I don't know if we'll have enough time to talk about all of them before the break, but we'll start getting into them. The first one was the big one that I just was shocked that they're bringing to it, but it's super disappointing. They're bringing Mario Maker to the Nintendo 3DS.
Why is that disappointing?
It's disappointing because there's no online functionality. You can't go on and put in Dan Reichert's code to play his crazy level, or anyone's for that matter, in Mario Maker. The only way you can get someone's level is person to person. Like, you have to be in front of them.
Oh, they're not doing it, but aren't they also doing Street Pass stuff too, though?
Street Pass, but that you have to be in front of them. You have to be in front of them in order to get that level. That's just so lame.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone around me that plays 3DS, let alone a Mario Maker. That's something where you should have online functionality. That kills it for me. What's the point of it?
Yeah.
At that point, it's just a level creator, and that's cool, I guess, for yourself. But from what I understand, the biggest joy people got out of Mario Maker was downloading the craziest levels to try. It was just this endless list of awesome levels and having the fun of creating it, putting it out there for everyone to play, including your friends, where now it's just you can't. You got to be in front of the person, and that's lame. That's just lame as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of, that kind of, I was like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, that's super shitty. They announced some 30th anniversary, what are they called? Amiibos? Yeah, with the 8-bit Zelda and a bunch of other things. They have Dragon Quest 8 was delayed, but it's being pushed back to 2017. Did you ever play any of the Dragon Quest games?
I never did. I was just never really interested.
Yeah, I mean, I think when those games came out, me and you were just not into RPGs like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I only got into RPGs much later on. But I hear it's a really fun game. I hear it's really good. And it looks cool. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that looks dope. That's something I would totally play.
Huh.
Yeah, it's called Dragon Quest 8. I don't know. I'm sorry. Dragon Quest 7 also is coming out September 16th for the 3DS. So 7 is this month. 8 will be next year.
And then 11 will be on the NX.
11 will be on the NX, yeah. So you'll get your Dragon Quest fix. There's some more, but we gotta take a quick break, and then we'll get back to talk about it. Again, with some Pokemon news as well. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and we'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM, and when we left, we were talking about some of the Nintendo games they announced. They announced a 2D Pikmin game, Pikmin 3DS. When I say 2D, I mean it looks like you go from the left-hand side of the screen to the other. For the 3DS, I don't care about Pikmin. Never really played much of it, but that's one of the games that come out. I guess they're saying it's not just ported from the Wii U, because I guess the other one was 3D, right?
Yeah, Pikmin 3 was like a whole big 3D thing.
Yeah, so this is like a side-scrolling action game. It almost looks like Yoshi's World or whatnot. Which also, I think they announced the Yarn Yoshi as well. Or what is it, Yoshi's
Epic Yarn? They're doing a 3DS version, really?
They're doing it's Yoshi and someone else. No, is it Yoshi's Woolly World?
That's it. I was thinking of Kirby's Epic Yarn. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see here. It's Yoshi and someone else. Oh man,
really?
Hold on. Let me get it. Is it Yoshi Woolly World?
Yeah.
Okay. Yoshi Woolly World.
Because that was what the Wii U game was called. Yeah.
Okay. It's some. Hold on. Let me find the name of it here. Yoshi. Let's see here. But basically, it was it looked like the Wii U game. I just can't think of the name of it. I guess there's like a dog in it or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's what it looks like. Here, I'm gonna pull it up now. Yeah, Yoshi's Woolly World is coming to the 3DS. It has some dog in it, Poochie, I guess.
Oh, Poochie, I remember Poochie. Okay.
Yes. So it's like it's called Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. So that's coming to it, which is cool. I didn't get the release date. I guess. Oh, February 2017. So a month before the NX comes out.
Right.
Jesus. All right.
Which we still don't know that much about, really. We still really don't know anything about the NX for sure.
Do you think they're going to have the NX line and the 3DS line? Now, I imagine they'll still keep doing 3DS games, don't get me wrong. But do you think at some point that is going to take over? That is going to be their one machine where they can focus instead of splitting up Nintendo to mobile and console, now they can focus on one and act as one. And so when they create a Pokemon game, it is for the NX.
Right.
And then they'll have a 3DS. I guess it'd have to be different with the 3DS because you have two screens. But do you think that's moving forward? The 3DS is going to die out?
I mean, I would think it would almost have to, really.
I imagine what's happening now is what happened with the DS and the Game Boy. When they first announced the DS, they said the Game Boy's not going away. It is a separate line. We're going to have a Nintendo console, we're going to have a Game Boy, and we're going to have the DS. And that quickly changed.
Yeah, because they suddenly realized that was a stupid idea.
Yes, and I think that's what's going to happen here.
Because
it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because developers don't want to be working on last-gen stuff.
Yep. Exactly. Oh yeah. And what other games were announced? The Yoshi's Woolly World, Dragon Quest. Oh, and they had some Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like they showed a dark Rattata.
It was Eradicate. They turned him into a chipmunk.
They have Raticate too. They have both of them. The Rattata has like a mustache.
Oh
Yeah.
goody, that's what he needed.
Well, he's dark. He's mysterious. He's got a mustache. Um, they showed like some special Snorlax move.
Oh really?
I guess if you pre-order the game, you also get Munchlax. But yeah, they have like, you know how they have, I don't know what it's called. I don't know if they're Z moves or whatever. But you know the move that they showed in
Yeah.
some of the previous trailers where like they blow up the planet like Super Saiyan style.
Right.
Snorlax has one where it's called like Awake or something like that, where he wakes up and he tramples them, and so like he wakes up, his eyes, you gotta see the trailer. His eyes get all yellow, everything's black except for his eyes are lit up. It looks like an anime, and then he just charges at them and blows the whole island to smithereens. And then it shows them standing, and then it shows them faint. Like it goes back to the regular Pokemon screen, and it shows their health go all the way down. There were some cool things that they announced. Uh, Moving forward, and I'll try and because I don't know the exact details. But what it was the games are going to fundamentally be different. Not just like you're going to catch different Pokemon in different games, but some of the characters you're going to go up against are going to use different Pokemon, and events will happen differently.
Well, because they take place 12 hours apart.
That's one of the other things that they announced, is that they are going to be 12 hours apart, so it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, so they showed that you're going to be going up against a trainer. He might have a different Pokemon than what they have in the other game, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're going to have different feels to it. It just feels like they should have done this so long ago that it sucks that they're just now getting around to features like this. But yeah, I thought that was cool. It showed like a lot of the some of the characters in the game and whatnot. So I don't know. But it looks cool. I'm interested. I'm totally down. When does this come out again?
November or something, I think.
Oh, Jesus, that's so far away.
Yeah.
It's only beginning of September.
Yeah, and they showed. Did you see? They have a thing called Ultra Beasts.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's a new, and like they showed. I don't even know what to call it. Like
it was like the jellyfish.
Yeah.
So what was it? Just the it was UB1. So like, what does a UB2 look like?
I don't know.
Huh, I hope it's just not like 17 different Ultra Beasts, like different jellyfish.
Right. No, I imagine they're going to look very different.
I want them to be fundamentally different. Yeah, it looks like a jellyfish that's dancing.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like an Ultra Beast to me. That's just weird. So is that the name of it, UB01? Like it's some scientific experiment.
Well, and I mean that would just be Ultra Beast 01. So I mean I don't know.
Yeah, they showed like one of them that had like. They showed one other Pokemon that had like armor or whatever on it. It looked pretty cool. But yeah, so that was the Pokemon news. They dropped like two things. They had one for that, and then they had one on Tuesday.
And did you see that Sun and Moon will include a Pokemon Snap style mechanic?
I did see that. Yeah, it showed like a Dragonite flying around and stuff like that. That's really cool. I imagine it goes to the mode where you actually move your 3DS around to take the picture. Yeah, that they're doing so many different things that it's like they should have did this on the last one.
Right.
It's like they're building little by little where, I can't wait till they come out with the NX version of whatever the next one is, and it is like an actual 3D, JRPG. The camera is a lot lower type deal. Like you go into a new city and it's almost like right over the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like top down. So I don't know. I can't wait. Pokemon's Go has got me so excited for the next Pokemon game. Oh yeah. Oh, did you see the feature they're adding for that?
Yeah, you get a buddy.
You get a buddy and he gets rare candies or whatever. Not rare candies, but candies to level. So I'm definitely gonna be walking around with my Charmander.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm sure that's gonna be dropped in it pretty soon too. Um, all right, but I think that was it for the Nintendo Direct. Now the reason why we're short on, and there's more news here, but the reason why we're short on video game news is because uh, today you're going, before we or after we recorded, they are doing the Sony press conference, correct?
Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, there was no good way. It's like they're doing this on Wednesday, and we're like, crap.
Yeah, there was no good way to do that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk all about it next week.
I don't know. Depending on how much if there's a lot of big news, we may just do a separate episode just for that this week.
That's true. Yeah, we can definitely do that. I read some rumors that Red Dead Redemption is going to be shown there as the test footage game to be like, hey, this is what it looks like on the Neo, which would be cool.
And then it would be great. Like, this is what it looks like. It's really beautiful. Wait till you see the sequel. Oops, did we actually just say that? Bye. Like.
Right. Oh wait, did I say I meant whatever the new Red Dead is?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So like.
They could do. Yeah. They could do
That's
that.
what I meant, because we've talked about it before, but rumor was they held it back because of what happened at the Orlando Pulse nightclub, and that I guess it was like a scene, even though it's a western, but it was like, what do you call it? Like, it was just like a saloon that got shot up, so it was just bad timing. So it makes sense that they held that back, and now that this might be something they show on it, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, what you're looking at is this, and like you said, like, oh, that's going to be released, November or something like that.
Yeah.
From what I read, I saw a lot of tweets from a lot of video game insiders. One of the tweets was super interesting, where they were like, I spoke to a lot of people this weekend. Two big things. One thing, everybody's kind of worried about how No Man's Sky, the hype just went off the rails where they had no control over it.
Right.
And the other thing was more studios want to do what Fallout did, where they announce a game that year a few months ahead, where they have enough control over how much hype it has, and that the hype is big and they grab it, and it's not 4 years down the road where they're like, I'm tired of hearing about that, I could care less.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, when I read that, and it was from like multiple people that went to PAX and all this other stuff, I was like, yes, that's what I want to see, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
And if they do that, I mean, Red Dead, you don't need all you need is a few months. Everyone's going to buy that game.
Right.
So if you said it's out November, perfect. Or if you said it's out March, that's such a short period of time of actually hearing about it. That would be brilliant. So and here's the long that's not going to happen rumor that that has been popping up, so I got to mention it. There have been talks about, is Sony crazy enough to do another handheld? Apparently, there's a few different rumors that are going around. For one, it is absolutely true. Sony executives want to figure out how to capture Pokemon Go's, whatever you call it, everyone playing it, even though a lot of people dropped off, but still, what it did, like as a thing.
Yeah, it made a boatload of money in a really short amount of time.
Right, exactly. But people are still playing it. Like, Pokemon Go is still one of the most used applications.
Yeah.
And just I still see people walking around playing it, but they are feverishly trying to figure out how to capture that same magic in a bottle. And a lot of the leaked patents and stuff that they put in, the chip that they put in for the mobile or whatnot.
Yeah.
There has been rumors of a Vita 2, maybe not a Vita 2, but some sort of handheld. What do you think? Do you think that would work?
No, they have the PSP, the PSP Go, and the Vita, all with broken track records, and look, it's their own fault. Mm-hmm. It's their own fault from the software perspective. If you have a handheld, you better back it. You better back the hell out of it. And they've never done that the way that the reason Nintendo has been the top dog in the mobile in the handheld market isn't just because they were unchallenged. It's because nobody presented a serious challenge.
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Also, the Nintendo brand the Nintendo characters are so well. They are, I don't know, I'm not choosing the right words, but kids love them. It is perfect for kids. So you can play Donkey Kong and Kirby and Mario, and all of those are great. Sony doesn't have that. Sony gears towards people our age, and people our age, mobile is not that important to them. They like console gaming.
Right.
I'm the oddball out. You're the oddball out, but you know, it doesn't hold the same weight. So as much as I would love to see them do another one, I doubt it would happen.
If they're, I'll tell you what, if I will absolutely get hammered tomorrow if they decide they're gonna do that. Like
Yeah,
that will just like that announcement will be like the entirety of a drinking game all at once.
yeah,
Like,
and some of the things. What this is what I would want from it. I would want it to be an all digital platform. I would want it to be where it's not just a 32. I don't want to buy a card. It better come with a 100 GB card, or it just because I know the way they do it's literally super expensive just to buy a 35 GB card from Sony. So if they did a next handheld, I'd want it to where you can put in more memory, but I want it to be a lot where that it comes with, and I want it to be all digital. I want a slimmer, smaller, lighter, all digital handheld device where you can play, and I want it to be the cross-play where I can play my PlayStation. If they have a device where it's like you can play your PlayStation 4 games on this and download it to the system, not like stream it.
yeah.
Oh, I'm in. I'm totally in. I can sit down. It has like the same exact controls as the controller for the PlayStation 4. I'm totally in if they did that. But that's the only thing I could see it happening.
Yeah, big if. Big
A
if.
portable PlayStation 4. That would have been great. That'd be great. But we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk more about some news, Metal Gear Solid and whatnot. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. We'll see you guys all in a minute. Welcome back to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. And one more bit of video game news. There was Metal Gear Solid 5 definitive experience to include Phantom Pain, Ground Zeroes, and DLC will launch on October 13th for $40.
Sold.
Yep. Even though I have all that.
Right. Like that.
Yeah.
I know Ground Zeroes was free, but I mean that $40 for all that, totally worth it.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If Metal Gear Solid's your thing, and I loved the first one, I'll tell you what, man. I played maybe 3 hours of the new one. I got through all the beginning stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to go back to touch it. I don't know why. It just wasn't my thing. Just wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But there's so much content there for $40. It's a steal.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like even if they had been like it's $60, I would still be like, that's not a terrible price. But they're like, nope, 40. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Totally.
Yeah. Exactly. And we're going to get into some other extra news here. What is this Marvel? They announced a new title, Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah, they've been teasing like collaborations with different artists and writers, all on just like a black page that had the letters MU in the middle, and it was like, okay, what is that? And they unveiled it's going to be Monsters Unleashed, which was an old Marvel anthology title. And it was where you got like their version of all the Universal creatures.
That is awesome. Yeah, I'm showing like Man-Thing and Frankenstein. And that's awesome. Yeah, it says Adam Kubert, Greg Land, Steve McGiven, Salvador. I'm horrible with names. Colin Bunn. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I hope they. I'm looking at the artwork, some of the old comics. I want some of it to look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. Definitely.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, cool. They're going back to and I imagine it's because they probably got a little pop from whatever the Battle World one was that they did. That was like the Indiana Jones type one,
right?
Like the really old school one. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Oh yeah. And before we get into the next bit of news, I do want to say I played a little bit of Battlefield 1 over the weekend,
Oh
and
God, that's right. There was the beta, wasn't there?
yeah, there was, and it's Battlefront without Star Wars, so I kind of was disappointed.
Yeah.
You get in airplanes though, which is cool. You get into tanks. It's kind of what like people were missing from Battlefront. So that's cool, but it is a Battlefield game. I don't know if I'm gonna buy that for $60. When I played it, I was like, I had my fill. It's really cool. It's got World War One type stuff in it, but um, I don't know. I want to see what kind of like single player mode they have, if they have any.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but before, that's something I definitely might wait till it drops in price. But for first person shooters, hey man, if that's your thing, it looks gorgeous. It looks like Battlefront. And it's just set in like World War II, and so there you go. Um, but yeah, the next bit of news, we're gonna get into some wrestling stuff for the last bit of the show. Um, I saw that Alberto Del Rio was released.
Yeah, which I'm sure was. Here's the thing. That's been a long time coming.
Hmm.
They've been talking about how he's not been happy, and he came back and he got his big push, and then it fell flat, and he's been dissatisfied. Blah 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 blah.
Well,
So,
what's been long in the rumor train was Paige, that the company just did not like them together.
well, and I mean the other thing was like Paige hasn't had a push in a long time either.
Right, because of all the NXT talent that just came up.
Right, and
Um,
and there hasn't been a way to integrate her with them.
I think they totally could.
They absolutely could. I mean, hell, they did it with Natalia for God's sake.
Right, right, right. Well, from what I read, and this was what dirt sheets or whatever, some just rumor has it that they the problem is they don't want them together. They think that Alberto is a party animal. He's too much into that scene, and I guess like Triple H sees her as like his first NXT baby or whatever that is going to take over the Divas, or was supposed to, and that she's got so tied up with this guy who's just twice her age. And they did not want it to happen. That's why they split them up with the roster. And apparently they've talked to both of them and said, you need to end this. It is not good for the company. And they apparently both refused to. So I think that's why he left. It's going to be interesting because I think what Paige is up soon, her suspension, right?
Yeah. Well, what? Like two? What are we? Like another 2 weeks and change, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe about 2 weeks. And like she's posted on, Instagram and Twitter, like she's making her comeback and she's getting stronger. So we'll see. I guess all of this is going to be in what, Total Divas?
Probably.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out then, whatever version they want to say it. But I don't know. That's interesting. I never was in. See, Del Rio was in the time that I didn't watch wrestling,
Yeah,
so
and
I
he
have
and
no
he was
love lost for this.
yeah, and he's good too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why this sucks. But he's like he was never reportedly he was like never really happy when he came back.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, what I saw was that his deal was that he was supposed to get a big push. He was supposed to get a championship. They were supposed to. Paul Heyman was supposed to get behind him or something like that, and that never happened. He
yeah,
went into the League of Nations that fell apart, and nothing came out of it.
yeah.
But yeah, man. Well, anyway, let's talk about we only have a few more minutes. What did you like from Raw and SmackDown this week?
I didn't see SmackDown this week.
I didn't either, so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
I liked Raw because I don't know where Seth Rollins is going.
Oh no, he's face now. You can tell that they're very
he-
slowly.
Yeah, but
They-
like let me put this. He's supposed to be, but
Yeah.
he's not. He's clever enough to not just go completely babyface.
Well, I think they're doing kind of what they did with The Rock, where like he is him and Owens, he's the face, I think, and
Yeah.
but he's that blurry line where I'm putting quotations. He was screwed over, and I think he's just had enough of it, and now he's just pissed off at it. Like I haven't seen that much emotion in the ring in so long.
Yeah.
when he got in there and him and Kevin too were just going at it, that just felt like the whole first part of Raw felt amazing. Everything else felt like shit to me, but that first part, I was like, yes, finally, it's not just a fluke from last week. Like that whole beginning was just magic. And it ended kind of stupidly with like, and we'll see you two guys at Battlegrounds. That makes sense. Like it's got to book them. I'd be disappointed if I was in that crowd that night because I was like, come on, I want to see that tonight.
Yeah.
But I thought that was super cool, and I think it's going to be a very slow turn into a face where he's going to keep getting screwed over. Like I hope Triple H keeps screwing him over to the point where he's just had enough and he's just off his rockers. I liked it with Foley where he stopped. Stephanie was like, no.
Yeah, that was great.
We're not just going to get rid of him. Yeah. Like that's how Authority used to do it. No, we're not just going to put him on the shelf. I don't know. Everything else about the show was kind of lame to me.
Yeah, I didn't like the old day.
No.
That was so
hey,
bad.
look, you swing and you miss some.
Yeah, you get hit.
Enzo with the baby was odd too.
I loved that just because he ran with that.
The end where he gave it to someone in the audience.
That was great.
that made it work.
Yeah.
But that says a lot about Enzo. Is that
right?
You can tell someone that story and they'd be like, that sounds dumb as shit, but it works when you see it.
Yeah, because he took that and he read, like, that could have been such a half-ass thing. It could have been like, oh, he had a baby, and then, like, when it came time for the catchphrase, like, it was just forgotten. But he's like, nope, I'm sticking with this all the way to the end.
Oh yeah. I thought it was smart that they lost too, because those Puerto Rican guys, they need, and I don't know their names. I know that sounds terrible.
I hate Primo and Epico. I cannot stand these two. They've had 8 gimmicks in the last 2 years.
But that's all I can think of them now, because that's all they are. Is this that like that's their characters? We're from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But it makes sense though. Give them that was the most exciting thing they've done in forever. Was actually win a match, right?
Yeah, because it's like their third match since they re-debuted 2 months ago.
That had to happen. So
but it's a bad gimmick.
Honestly, most of that show I thought was pretty bad. It just nothing was that entertaining to me.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of the squash masters. I think we had three or four. I don't even know at this point. It's like you have so much talent behind that curtain, and we're wasting so much time doing that. It's so stupid to me. I did like where what's her face got the thing thrown in her face.
Oh yeah.
What's her name? Who's the
Nia Jax when Alicia Fox just went nuts.
And you can tell that it wasn't supposed to be thrown in her face like that.
Right.
She got pissed.
Yeah.
And she stopped in the middle of it. She's like, "Wait, oh God, I didn't mean to do that."
And then jumped right back into character real quick. And I don't know, that's a weird segment.
Yeah, she tossed her. I thought that part was kind of cool. Now we're leading to something. That makes sense.
Right.
I don't. Right. I don't know. What I think is going to happen with Braun Strowman is that one of the legit cruiserweight people are going to come in tired of what he's doing to them and actually beat his ass, and then that's going to start the cruiserweight thing. Like, oh, these guys are legit. Look how great they are against this mammoth of a beast.
Yeah.
But anyway, we gotta go. Wait, we got the SmackDown pay-per-view this weekend, right?
Is it back? Yeah, Backlash is this weekend, isn't it?
Backlash, yeah. So I'll watch that when I get back from football, but we'll talk about that next week. Make sure you go to our Facebook page, We Geek Podcast, like, share. Go to our iTunes and put a review in. Go to our Twitter, at We Geek Podcast, at The Logan Witt, at Adam Estep, and say hi. Again, you're listening to We Geek Podcast on the N.FM. Captain.